Good day, children. Sai Ram. Hope you all are enjoying the online teaching learning sessions. Before we start, I would like to introduce myself. I am Mrs. Geeta Nair, and this year I am the class teacher of Standard 3rd B, and I will be teaching you EVS 1 and Active English. Before we start, I want to show you the textbook that we are going to use this year. So this is the textbook that we are going to use this year. It is Environmental Studies for Standard 3. It's a Maharashtra State Board publication. Isn't the outer cover of this textbook very attractive and interesting? Believe me, children, the topics are also very interesting. So let us quickly look at the contents. If you see, in all we have 26 lessons, out of which 13 lessons will come under EVS 1 and 13 lessons will come under EVS 2. All the science related topics will be covered in EVS 1 and all the geography and civics related topics will be covered under EVS 2. So children, I would like to give you one instruction. During this teaching process, I would be asking you many questions. So whenever I ask you a question, I want you to pause this video, think of an answer to my question and then start the video. So now quickly I want you to pause the video and go and peep out of the window and come and tell me what are the different things you saw. Okay children, what did you see when you peeped out of the window? Yes, you saw few vehicles parked here and there. You saw few buildings. You saw few houses. You saw few animals, birds, trees, roads. Very good. Now I am going to show you a picture and you have to tell me what are the different things you can see in this picture. Okay, look at this picture and tell me what are the things you can see. Yes, you can see a monkey sitting on a tree. You can see a rabbit. You can see a river. You can see houses, mountains, hills, stones. Very good. So children, all the things that you mentioned has a common name. Can you tell me what is a common name for all the things that you mentioned? Very good. It is environment. So we are going to study something interesting about our environment in lesson number 1, our environment. So children, this is the content outline of this lesson. A sparrow and a roadside stone. Why do we see these differences between the sparrow and the stone? The relationship between all the things in the environment. Today we are going to cover only 2 topics, that is a sparrow and a roadside stone. And why do we see these differences between the sparrow and the stone? So children, you saw many things in that picture. You saw stones, rocks, mountains, rivers, air, trees, bushes, plants, animals, birds, soil, hills, jungles, lake, and also barren land. So all these things together make our environment. Environment, in other words, mean everything that is natural and that is the gift of nature, which is not made by man. Children, you saw houses also there. Yes or no? But I did not mention houses here. Why? Because houses are made by man. It is man made. We build them for our convenience. It is not given to us by the nature. So All the things that is natural, that you get from the nature and which is the gift of nature, is called an environment. So all these things together make our environment. Now children, you might be wondering, what about us? Children, we are also a part of this environment. Now children, you must have come across a new word over here, that is barren lands. So what do you mean by barren lands? Now a barren land is a land in which there is lack of nutrients, and because of this lack of nutrients, you can't grow any crops or plants on such lands. So a land which lacks nutrients is called a barren land, and deserts are a very good example of barren land. Okay children, now look at this picture. We are going to compare a stone and a sparrow. So what differences do you find between a stone and a sparrow? Have you seen a stone moving from one place to another? No, we have not seen a stone moving from one place to another. But have you seen a sparrow moving from one place to another? Yes, we have seen a sparrow moving from one place to another. Have you seen a stone eating food? Or have you seen a stone growing in size? No, but we have seen sparrows eating grains and worms to satisfy their hunger. And we have also seen that the young birds grow. Now have you seen a stone building nest? No, but we have seen a sparrow building nests. Why do they build nests, children? To lay eggs and to protect their young ones from the enemies. But a roadside stone, they don't lay eggs. Okay. So what differences did you see? A roadside stone and a sparrow. So these are the differences that we saw when we compared a stone and a sparrow. A stone does not move on its own. It cannot move from one place to another. It can move only if we pick it up and change its position. Whereas a sparrow moves from one place to another. A stone does not need food, air or water to live. Whereas a sparrow needs food, air and water to live. A stone does not grow, whereas a sparrow grows. A stone does not give birth to young ones, or they do not lay eggs, whereas a sparrow lays eggs and little sparrow hatch from these eggs. So now children, tell me, why do you see these differences between the sparrow and the roadside stone? Why is there so much difference between a stone and a sparrow? That is because a sparrow is a living thing and a stone is a non-living thing. Now there are many things in our surroundings. Yes or no, children? These things in our surrounding can be formed in two groups. One is living thing and the other one is non-living things. So all the things in our surroundings form two groups. One is living things and the other is non-living things. And living things can be further divided into two groups, that is animals and plants. Now we are going to study why animals and plants comes under the category of living things. Children, you know that we get seeds from fruits, and when these seeds get moisture, sunlight and soil, seedlings develop out of these seeds, which grows into plants. From this we come to know that plants are living things because they grow. They need water, sunlight, air to grow. Sometimes we can see movements also in plants. How you can see movements in plants? For example, when a bud blooms into a flower, the petals open up. So there is movement, but this movement is not easily seen. That is the only difference. There is movement in plants, but we cannot see it easily. Now let us see about the animals. Now in case of animals also, animals they either give birth to young ones, and in case of birds they lay eggs and little birds hatch out of these eggs. So this tell us that animals are also living things because they give birth to young ones, they lay eggs, birds lay eggs, and they need food, air and water to grow. From these two examples, we come to know that animals and plants both are living things. So if you compare an animal and a plant, you see that animals also need food, water and air to live. Plants also need food, air and water to live. Plants grow, animals also grow. From seeds, seedlings develop, which grows into a plant. And in case of animals, animals either give birth to young ones or they lay eggs. So, and you can even see movement, like animals move from one place to another, and there is some movement in plants also, which are not easily visible. So we see that plants and animals both are living things, but there is a very big difference in between plants and animals, and the only difference is plants cannot move from one place to another. That is the only big difference between plants and animals. Okay children, so now you have to identify this picture and tell me what material are they made of, where do you find this material, and what are the uses of these things. So let us start with this first picture. Can you identify this picture children? Yes, it's a bat. Now can you tell me what is the material used for making a bat? Yes, a bat is made of wood. And what is the use of this bat? Yes, you use it for playing cricket. Okay children, now identify this picture. What is this? Yes, it is a cup. Do you know it is made of which material? It is made of china clay, and you obtain this material from the earth. Very good. Now let us see the third one. What is this? Yes, it is a thread, and you use thread for stitching. Okay, and from where do you get this thread? You get this thread from cotton, and you get cotton from plants. Very good. What is this children? It's a clay pot. For what purpose do you use this clay pot? You use it for filling water, and it is made out of clay. So you obtain clay from the soil. So all the materials that are needed to make these things, from where do you get it? From the environment. Very good. Okay children, now look at this picture. Can you identify this picture? Can you tell me where do you find them and what are they used for? Okay, identify the first picture. Yes, very good. They are bananas. From where do you get bananas? Yes, you get bananas from plants. And for what purpose do you use it? you use for eating and also for making fruit salads. Very good. Now what about the second picture? Second and third picture both are similar. So can you identify the second and third picture? Yes, it is known as gooseberry. It is also known as avla in Hindi. For what purpose do you use it? You use it for making pickles. And from where do you get it? Yes, you get it from plants. Now what about the fourth picture, children? Yes, it's corn. It's a corn. You get corn from plants. And for what purpose do you use it? Yes, you use it for eating, for making different dishes, and you mainly get it during the rainy season. Okay, very good. Okay, children, now look at this picture. You have to identify this picture. Tell me whether it is a living thing or a non-living thing. And if it is a living thing, you have to tell me whether it's a plant or an animal. So let us start with the first picture. Okay, identify this picture. Yes, it's a tree. Now, is it a living thing or a non-living thing? Very good. It's a living thing. Now, is it a plant or an animal? Yes, it's a plant. Very good. Now, second picture. Can you name it? Yes, it's a rabbit. Now, is it a living thing or a non-living thing? Very good. It's a living thing. And is it a plant or an animal? Yes, it's an animal. Very good. Okay, what about this third picture? Can you identify this picture? Yes, it's a frog. Now tell me whether it is a living thing or a non-living thing. It's a living thing. Now, is it a plant or an animal? Yes, it's an animal. Now look at the fourth picture. What is it? It's a gas cylinder. Very good. Is it a living or a non-living thing? Yes, it's a non-living thing. Very good. Now identify the next picture, children. Fifth one, see this one. What is it? Yes, it's an empty glass. Now tell me whether it is a living thing or a non-living thing. Yes, it's a non-living thing. Very good. Okay, children. Now identify the next picture. Sixth one. See, you can see a pot and a plant. So first tell me about the pot. Is a pot a living thing or a non-living thing? Yes, it's a non-living thing. And what about the plant? Yes, the plant is a living thing and naturally it is a plant. Okay, what about the next one? Yes, it's a vessel. It's a kadhai which your mom uses. Okay, so is it a living thing or a non-living thing? Very good. It's a non-living thing. Okay, now the last one. Can you identify this picture? Yes, it's a coconut tree. Is it a living thing or a non-living thing? It's a living thing. Okay, children, you have answered all my questions very well. So now let us quickly see what we have learned today. There are many things in our environment. Some are living things and some are non-living things. We have seen that there are many things in our surroundings and we can form two groups. One is living things and the other one is non-living things. Living things need food which helps them to grow. We have seen that plants, animals, human beings, we all need food to grow. We need food, water and air to grow and live. Living things can move on their own. We have also seen that living things like animals and human beings can move from one place to another. But in case of plants, they cannot move from one place to another. Though we can see some movement in them, but it is not easily visible to us. Living things produces young ones like themselves. We have seen that animals give birth to young ones, birds lay eggs and seedlings develop from seeds. So all living things produces young ones like themselves. Living things are of two kinds, plants and animals. So we can form two groups of living things. One is plants and the other one is animals. So children, I hope you have understood this lesson very well. Keep on revising and you will be thorough with this lesson. The third topic from our content outline will be covered in the next session. Till then, bye and Sai Ram.